This video is intended to be used as a supplementary instruction for customers before purchase and operation. The operator should read the menu book carefully before operating. Any innovative change on the product will not be specifically informed. Installation. Installation must be carried out under Beaufort Scale 4. Fixed underframe installation, pit holes excavation, the cobblestone backfilling, steel cage devolution. Anchor bolts installation. Concrete pouring and concrete foundation construction must be implemented according to the drawings and technical requirements. Then place the adjustable pads. Mount the fixed underframe. The vertical tolerance of this cruciform base is less than 1/500. Saddle weight installation. Pit holes excavation, the cobblestone backfilling, steel cage devolution, anchor bolts installation. Concrete pouring and concrete foundation construction must be implemented according to the drawings and technical requirements. Then place the adjustable pads and mount the fixed underframe. The vertical tolerance of the cruciform base is less than 1/500. Concrete foundation construction and saddle weight fabrication must be implemented according to the drawings and technical requirements. The saddle weight cannot be installed in the elevator shaft. The column must be assembled by M30 high-strength bolts. The bolts are to be greased and tightened with a 1400 Nm torque force. Before fastening all the tube clips, please ensure that the joints on the concrete pipe are sealed. To avoid any hurt to the operator, please keep the nuts facing inside. Operating platform installation. Step 1. Suspend the ladder by tying the railings with ropes. The column must be assembled by M30 high-strength bars. The bars are to be greased and tightened with a 1400 Nm torque force. Check the verticality with a theodolite or plumb bob after installation. Make sure the vertical tolerance of which is within 1/500. Step 2. The lower bearing components hoisting. The boom components assembly. Connect the hydraulic pipe lines. Make sure that the clamps of the concrete pipes are securely locked. Then connect the cables, wires, and ground protection. The ground resistance should be less than 4 ohms. Concrete placement. Concrete placing must be operated under Beaufort Scale 6. Inspections before concrete placing. Turn on the power and the motors to make sure if the motors are running properly. Check the hydraulic system and the electric system. Keep the boom clear of sundries. Make sure that nobody stay on the boom and keep the machine away from high voltage conductors. Refer to the table for more details. Raise up the placing boom to 45 degrees. Slightly recheck the segment 3 of the boom. Release the safety hook. Then fold the segment 1 to 30 degrees. And fold the segment 3 and 4 in turn. Folding time for each segment should not be less than 60 seconds. Expand and fold the segment 1 from 0 to 30 degrees for 3 or 4 times. And keep giving pressure for 60 seconds up the cylinder reaches to its maximum stretch. Expand the segment 1 to 60 degrees, then fold and unfold the segment 3 from 0 to 30 degrees. Repeat the action for 3 or 4 times, and keep giving pressure for 60 seconds after the cylinder reaches to its maximum stretch. Recheck the segment 1 to 30 degrees, expand the segment 3 to 60 degrees, fold and unfold the segment 4 from 0 to 15 degrees. Repeat the action for 3 or 4 times, and keep the pressure for 60 seconds after the cylinder reaches to its maximum stretch. Expand the segment 1 to 60 degrees. Unfold the boom 3 to 120 degrees. Release the terminal hose. Fold the segment 4 and do the same to squeeze out the air in the segment 4. It is prohibited to stand on the boom area or extend the placing boom with delivery pipe or other devices. The terminal hose should be pendant and tied with safety rope. The operating speed of the boom can be controlled by remote control. Press the emergency stop button to stop the machine if any emergency situation occurs. Put the placing boom into the building from the elevator shaft or the reserved opening on the floor by the tower crane. Refer to the next chapter for installation details of the climbing frame. Combine the use. Climbing. Placing boom climbing must be operated under Beaufort Scale 4. Remove the ladder retainers in turn. Place concrete to build up 3 floors. Refer to the previous chapter for the details of concrete placement. The vertical and the horizontal concrete pipes have to be disconnected from the placing boom before climbing up. Installation of the climbing frame. The preformed holes for the climbing frame should be precisely to match the dimensions specified in the manual. Otherwise, it may lead to the boom to incline and affect stability. In case of overloading, don't insert wedges between the climbing frame and the column in the intermediate floor. Jacking. When the boom erects to 90 degrees, it is suitable for 3 to 4.2 meter high buildings. Make sure the bearing capacity of the climbing frame must reach the standard specified by our company. It is specified that the jacking up is allowed to perform only when 2 frames at least are in strength. Generally, the lower part of the column is not allowed to be elevated higher than 1 meter above the beneath floor. In case of collapsing, don't elevate the placing boom to the height of 1 meter beneath the intermediate floor. Don't jack up the placing boom until the up floor is concreted. The installation of climbing frame inside the elevator shaft. To prevent accidents, make sure each outrigger is fixed. In case of falling down of concrete or other debris, keep the outrigger wrapped all the time. Don't insert wedge between the climbing frame and the column in the intermediate floor. This rule is suitable for the buildings with 3 to 4.2 meter high stories. Please note that the bearing capacity of the climbing frame must be in compliance with Trumex regulation. Disassembly. Disassemble the placing boom when the wind force is under Beaufort Scale 4. Reinforce the placing boom when the wind force exceeds Beaufort Scale 11. The tower can be dismantled in its entirety, or it can also be uninstalled in 2 separate parts. Maintenance. Original accessories and the lubricants have to be used for maintenance. The lubricating points. Lubricate the machines every 50 working hours. Fold and stretch the boom to refill lubricants repeatedly. Reducer maintenance. Change the oil thoroughly every 100 working hours for the first time and 1000 working hours since then. Changing the oil every 200 working hours in summer season is recommended. Reducer oil change. Open the reducer oil drain hole plug and the oil filler plug. Drain off the used oil, then close the drain hole plug. Refill in fresh oil until the indicator goes above the middle position. Then close the oil filler plug. Brake oil change. Open the brakes oil drain hole plug and the oil filler plug. Drain off the used oil. Then close the drain hole plug. Refill in fresh oil until the oil overbrims. Then close the oil filler plug. Slewing bearing maintenance. Lubricate the gearing every 50 working hours. Revolve the boom for adequate lubrication. Hydraulic oil change. Change the hydraulic oil thoroughly every 2000 working hours. Open the oil drain hole plug and the oil valve. Drain off the used oil. Clean the tank. Shut the valve to refilling fresh oil. Then close the oil filler. Filter replacement and cleaning. Replace or clean the return oil filter cartridge when the indicator turns to the red zone. Replace or clean the high pressure filter cartridge when the indicator turns red. For analyzing the degree of wear, besides judging the sound by knocking the pipe, using the thickness gauge is a better way to decide. If one side of the pipe gets severe attrition, turn the elbow over. Spin the straight pipe for 120 degrees. Replace the straight pipe after turning over twice. Release the inside pressure before replacement.